In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show at GMP. Hey, you gumpers.
Hey, how about that? Munson here from expatsportugal.com with the Good Morning Portugal live stream show and podcast. Now, thanks to T-Duck, we've got a lovely bit of kit, new bit of kit in the studio that has been loaned to us by T-Duck. A fantastic. For those of you in the know who like your podcasting kit, a Rodecaster Pro has joined us, and how delightful that is. So we're ready for the dad jokes now. Or occasionally they'll get one of these. Hey, okay, good morning to you. How was your weekend? Of course, it's Migration Monday. Gilda will be with us from around 9 o'clock. And from 8:45, thoughts from the Redwoods with James, the slug. Oh, hold on. What's his name this week? James looking for the slug, not in this forest. This is not the slug you're looking for. No, Darth Vader doesn't say that line, does he? I'm getting confused now with the Darth Vader scales. And apparently the Darth Vader scales, they are reflective, which I don't think Coach Turner was bargaining on. Can you imagine? Don't. Lots of lovely comments coming in already. Tell us about your weekend, folks. Had a lovely one here. Just very quickly, if I could give you a quick slideshow. Dapping around, as my dad used to say, all over central Portugal. Well, all over Portugal, Silver Coast Central. Fantastic weekend. Congratulations. Let me kick off with congratulations to George and Annie, whose wedding it was this weekend. Congratulations to you both. What a lovely do. Thank you so much for inviting us. It was so great to be back in that part of Portugal. That part of Portugal where I have a video from, which I'll show you in just a moment. Guess where I was? You might have seen it on the YouTube channel. In case you didn't, the battery ran out a little way through, and I will finish off the video live here on the show this morning from that lovely town in central Portugal. Yeah, so thank you so much, Annie, George. Lovely afternoon with you, and lovely to meet people, old friends and new friends, which is what happens at weddings, isn't it? I love weddings. I really do. Love the vows. I loved holding Mrs. Munson during the make her sound like a hostage, don't I? Loved cuddling Mrs. M during the wedding vows. And it's lovely to get a reminder, isn't it? It's not just those two up the front. It's a reminder to us all, isn't it? If we've taken on those sorts of commitments, which doesn't sound very romantic. But believe me, it was. It was a fantastic afternoon. We've been in the garden as well. Look at these peas. Look at them peas. Mrs. M's grown those. And some beetroot. And I said, they're not beetroots, they're radishes. Cut them in half. And I thought, they're definitely radishes. And no, they are tiger stripe beetroots. Can't remember the exact name, but more about that sort of thing tonight on the Gardening Q&A, in case you didn't know, 6:15 on a Monday. Apart from the first Monday of the month, when we have a little inside in a chamber meeting, but all the others, the second, third, fourth, and even if there's a fifth, which there is, isn't there? I think this might be the fifth Monday of this month. The Gardening Q&A with Head Gardener McGrady. Join us if you'd like to grow stripy beetroots. Other vegetables are available. And look at this. We have, Owen, if you're tuned in already, or T-Duck, or anyone involved, Garvo, if you're involved with the, yes, that's the thing I forgot to upload this morning. I need a link to the barbecue that's coming up on the 12th of June. There is a filming event, which is going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, the reason I'm prompted to remind myself, or to remind you to remind me about that, is look at these chilies also grown by Mrs. M. I think they might be big enough. They're going to be red one day. They're going to grow up into big red peppers, and we can get those on the barbecue, can't we? So that's the sort of flavor of my weekend. One other thing, went over to, just to finish off a lovely weekend, went to Foz de Relio last night. to a part of the Obidosh Lagoon that I'd not been to before. There you can see the family on the horizon. But look at these colours, the lovely kind of sun-singed grasses and beautiful pink flowers and the sand. It doesn't do it justice. Sometimes photos are like that. Sometimes they overdo it, don't they? But sometimes, with all the filters and everything. But that's, did I filter that? I might have just touched it up a little bit to give you a sense of the colour. But it was a lovely afternoon. It wasn't hot, but it was very dramatic over the Obidosh Lagoon, which I commend to you if you've not seen it. And a couple of brilliant cafes that are basically like container type cafes with a curtain side that lifts up, takeaway style. You can sit there and you can drink. And people they're having a great time. We had a great time, had a nice screen with the kids. Foz de Relio, Obidosh Lagoon, do recommend it. Get over there if you can. Right, let's go to a few of your comments. Oh, no, before we do, talking about terrible photographs, look at this one. That was my heron, wasn't it, from last week, which was heralding the arrival of the show that will go there with the politics. That starts tonight at 10 o'clock. There's a proper picture of herons. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic from Francis? I wonder if Francis is in the chat already this morning. Oh, and while we're looking at pictures, I love this. Dance like nobody's watching. And we've talked with James about this before now, haven't we? Dance like nobody's watching, etc., etc. And text and email like it will be read in court someday. Any more of those that you might want to add? And we can talk about those with James. And we'll keep James on the screen with Gilda, because that was great fun last week, wasn't it? Well, the three of us will be on the screen at around 9 o'clock and having a chat. But thoughts from the Redwoods to come at 8:45 this morning. Let us know how you're doing. Oh, yeah, Francis is here. Bon dia a todos. And from the coldest town in Cape Town this morning. He's a bit chilly, that fella. So not one of those blue skies for the herons this morning then. And who's been in earliest this morning? The man with the shiny weighing scales. Don't try this at home. Oh my goodness, what's going on? What I can do is, if I press this button, you won't be able to hear me cough. I had a tiny little soundboard. Enough of my problems, though. Erotic novel entry. And it was really compact and bijou. And it was what I did with it that counted, obviously. But this is a fully featured, incredible bit of kit. Thanks so much to you, T-Duck. And I can push this button and have a little cough now. Oh, that's better. I hope you didn't hear that. God Squad, then, the man with the shiny weighing scales, Darth Vader's face, the growing old disgracefully. Thought of the day: if you don't enjoy walking long distances, break it down into smaller sections, say 10 minutes long, and then come and get someone to pick you up in a car, drive you a little bit, then you can get out again. No, just 10 minutes of walking, it all counts. Yeah, break it up into smaller bits. A good shout this morning for anyone who thinks, or anyone who wants to grow old disgracefully and thinks, oh, I'm not up for getting, trainers and lycra and sweating and all that stuff. Do it with Coach Turner. People who grow old, this is a bumper sticker, isn't it? People who grow old disgracefully, do it with Coach Turner. Thanks, Coach Turner. Bon dia gumpers from the T-Duck. The aforementioned and Portuguese sayings this morning include alimentar un burro. This is about eating donkeys, isn't it? Alimentar un burro a pão de ló. Feed the donkey sponge cake. Treat someone well who doesn't deserve it. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And we might use that tonight in the somewhat political podcast and live stream from 10 o'clock this evening. That's great, isn't it? Give people the benefit of the doubt, I suppose, might be another way of looking at that. Pagar a pato, pay the duck. Take the fall for someone else. Where he paid the duck, of course. That's great, isn't it? And final of the Portuguese sayings this morning, pelo sim, pelo não, by the yes, by the no. Just in case. Maybe not. I like that. It's a bit like mais ou menos, isn't it? The Portuguese people say more or less, mais ou menos. And anonymous quotes: the more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap. Stay safe, eat cake. Now that could almost have its own jingle situation there. That's a really good pairing on the screen. Talking of great pairings, yeah, the return of the wine club. We have the Good Morning Portugal Food and Wine Club on Facebook. If somebody wants to send me the link to that so that I can tell everybody about the event, or if somebody just wants to put in the event, the filming event, that'd be great in the chat. But there you go. The more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap. Stay safe, eat cake, and never weigh yourself. There, hard to work out the old BMIs and stuff like that, isn't it? Although I very rarely, who weighs themselves here, who doesn't? I wonder who watches that sort of thing. I tend not to. Anytime I seem to weigh myself as if I'm staying at a house that's got weighing scales. I can safely say I've never had my own set of weighing scales. Baddy's in this morning as well. How you doing, Baddy? Bon dia, Gumpers. Cloudy start to our week on this side of the world. Looking forward to the show. We're into it now, Baddy. Have a great week and see you on Wednesday, I suspect. I hope so. Bon dia todos from the Coach Turner. Two of my lads were running from London to Brighton on Saturday for charity. If you don't know the UK geography that well, that is, look, 100 kilometres. For Patrick, it was one ultra too many, and he had to pull out at 67. That's still a manful effort, but Christian finished 15 hours, 46 minutes, running for 15 hours. That is incredible. Both of them. Do say hi to Patrick and Christian from us, and that incredible effort and running for charity as well. Quite extraordinary. I imagine that was quite a disappointment for Patrick, but still, 67 kilometers. Okay, another one for tonight, possibly. Be careful when you follow the masses. Sometimes the M is silent. When life shuts a door, open it again. It's a door. That's how they work. Brilliant. And a morning to Thunder from the coach. Bon dia, cari amigos and Thunderduck. How was your meal? Yeah, do you want to tell us a bit more about your meal over the weekend? Here we go. Look, we had a wonderful meal yesterday. Owen is a brilliant cook. So he really is the galloping gourmet, isn't he, Owen? I wonder if we could come up with a new kind of moniker that suggests the peripatetic pastry man, the peripatetic patty man. I wonder. I'm sure we could do better than that. Hello to you, Kate, from T-Duck. Yeah, wonderful week. Yeah, wonderful weekend, of course. Wonderful meal yesterday. Owen is a brilliant cook. I can attest to that as well. And hola, Man Cave Star from Andrew Gilchrist. How you doing, Andy, this morning? And Matty, bon dia gria a todos de Pombal. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Well done. He's already obviously had his coffee. Brian Taylor's in as well. Hey, Tim, Brian. And Tony, thank you so much for your message. Really appreciate that. It means a lot. From Tony Baldilocks. And James looking for the slug, not in this forest. This is his name for this week. Bon dia, Gumpers. Feliz segunda todos. Carl, you won that I delivered. This is literally the most characters one can use for a YouTube name. Thank you for that. Keeps me on my toes, doesn't it? And a Will Rogers quote of the day from James. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Oh, my word, Mr. Rogers. That's great, isn't it? That's really good. And he's putting links in and he's not putting links in. I didn't need to include that, did I? Tony, Andy, Man Cave greetings abound in the chat. Hobbling along today, I think I've broken my little toe. That must have been painful. Did you drop your vertical rotisserie on your little toe, I wonder? Need to start, or a rock cake or something like that, because you're a bit of a dab hand in the kitchen, aren't you, Brian? I need to start wearing my work boots in the house. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. What can you do with a broken toe? Rest it, and I mean, you can't really put a cast on something like that, can you? I think you have to let it heal in its own way. That's maybe after you've straightened it out with a pair of pliers. Sorry if anyone's having their breakfast right now. Bon dia from Stephen as well. Stephen, tell us more about your shades business that you're doing. 50 Shades of Shades. Very interesting project, and good to see those photos of you. Bon dia, Great Gumpers, from an overcast Nadador. It is overcast, isn't it, over here on the Silver Coast? But would you say, Cindy, very mild and appropriate? That's when I was having that conversation with somebody at the weekend about they popped over for the wedding that we went to, and we were talking about the weather, and we were talking about incredible temperatures in Castilla Branco, and some friends that we bumped into that have settled over that way, and the cold country with the hot sun came up, and I was thinking about, I was pondering on that again this morning, and the great thing about Portugal, of course, is it's such comfortable weather for most of the time, isn't it? That's what I like about it. The cold weather of the UK is a dim and distant memory, and I was just so grateful this morning. Although, you know, we have our very hot weather and we have cold and damp weather here in Portugal, but generally speaking, there's a lovely, comfortable bandwidth right in the middle there for most of the time, which is what I love about it. Okay, bon dia from Andy the Porky V. Hope everyone had a super weekend. Off into town to try and get my NIF social security numbers. Apparently, you can't get it without employment details. Early retirees. Oh, they're early retirees now. Okay, so oh look, a reminder, glorious Gilda Monday. She'll be with us soon, and as will James in just a moment. But while Andy's here, let me just share on the screen with you the events thing is just going so well. Thank you, Andy, for all of the events that you've put up. Very quick look then at what's going on this week. This coming Thursday will be our sociable, more sociable than normal get together of the expats. The Ask Our Expats will be in there as well, helping people out. And of course, look, this is our events section of the website now. Isn't that fantastic? Calendar-what's-on expatsportugal.com. some of the oldies that you've missed. You missed the Tremoso Festival and the Fado dinner and the lunch and dancing. And well, Silver Coast meetup, that's a regular. Oh, and we've got a Portimao meetup to tell you about as well. But chat with our members. That we will have first-person testimony of a new arrival in Portugal. Do you remember Amit spoke to us last month? That's Thursday. Wine tasting and walk and lunch, free rafting, walking plus music concerts. Kadima. This isn't one festival. This is loads. Look at all these fantastic events that Andy's putting out for us. Jazz. Nice. And Anadia as well, the Feira da Vinha e do Vinho, isn't that fantastic? And then a walk, run, Zumba and step aid in aid of the Agada Animal Shelter. I think Bairrada is winning at the moment. The Agita Agada, big fantastic festival. Look at all this. Let me put that in the comments for you. And let's play this jingle now because, of course, we have some thoughts from the Redwoods about to grace our ears and our minds. Let's go there right now, shall we? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Do you like that, James? You do like a warm hand on your opening, don't you?
I do, yes. As the music was playing, I imagined myself cooking my dinner, humming the tune. So it's really finding its way into my soul.
It is very lovely. I do like that bit of music. As I've said before, it reminds me of 30s. Yeah. You can shimmy around the kitchen while you're cooking. James, how was your weekend?
It was wonderful, as always, every weekend. Although, like I said last week, what's a weekend, really? You know, it's the glorious life I get to live if I don't know what day it is. So, yeah, it's a wonderful way to live. I'm happy that I managed to create my way here.
Yeah, good for you, mate. So glad. What's been on your mind this week, then?
Well, interestingly enough, I was having a Zoom chat with Hank and Connie yesterday, and we're talking about, what's going on and how you doing, and they're getting prepped. And Hank says, "So, how you doing in Portugal? Are you still in that infatuation stage?" And it just reminded me, a long time ago, I made some comment about, when you were talking about being new to Portugal, and I said, yes, the infatuation stage. And it didn't go too far after that, but you suggested I write a book on it. And it's like, well, I'll add it to my list of books that need to be written. But it did get me thinking, the infatuation stage. And I'm thinking, because my immediate answer was, nope, still in it. And then I said to him, there was one thing that I was wanting to share, and I thought, oh, this might be something helpful to share to the community as a whole. Having been here now 7 months, I think it'll be 8 months in the middle of June, I realized that I felt like I was missing something. It wasn't a location. It was a sense of arrival, a sense of settling. In my mind, I had this idea, and I just made it up. It came from nowhere, but this idea that, somewhere around 3 months, somewhere around the time I get my residency, I'll feel settled. I'll feel like, I've arrived, I'm here. And I'm still waiting for that moment. Like it hasn't arrived. That led me to thinking about expectations and disappointments that can come from expectations. So I just wanted to put out there, and it's what I'm telling the new people I meet who are coming. It may take a while to feel settled. For me, it's been months, and it's nothing unpleasant. I love being here, but I just somehow I imagine there'd be this time where it's like, I'm here now. Just relax. And it's still something new every day. Every day is a school day for me here. Still in love, still, all this stuff. So that's just sort of a heads up for folks who are anticipating coming, or who may be here and maybe in the same place, waiting to feel settled.
Absolutely, James. And I had this conversation with Mrs. M when we were driving over to the wedding on Saturday. What percentage are we acclimatized? We will have been here 5 years in September, and I asked her to put a percentage on acclimatization, and I think she said 80 first of all. And she said, "What about you?" And I said, "I think about 50 or 60. This is after 5 years." And I was thinking to myself, I don't want that moment to come, the moment you're talking about, where it's like, okay, I've done it, I'm here now. And I think in many ways it will take, there are parts of the journey, there are parts of being a foreigner in a new country, not because of any ill will or anything, but where you're not essentially a part of things, even though you might feel very comfortable and you might feel like you've landed. It's almost like a 7-generation thinking, isn't it? You have to have a long-term view about settling, and it may be that the next generation feels more settled than you do, and there'll always be a little bit of you that knows you're not from round here, as people say in the part of England I last lived in. You're not from round here, are you, Bay? And you get that everywhere you go, and it's not always a bad thing. It's just a fact, isn't it? After all. And I really surprised myself, and I was so pleased that I was only about 50% acclimatized. And I don't want that to frighten anybody, but I was also thinking to myself, I don't want the newness and the excitement and the beauty and the romance to end either. That's why I don't want to have that feeling that you're talking about, the comfy pair of slippers feeling. Right, that's it, I'm done now, and I'm putting my feet up. It may not happen for us completely, right?
It may not. And it got me thinking, and it's so perfect. You're talking about weddings and vows and commitments, and infatuation is what got me thinking about it initially. And I made the comment to Hank, I said, it's kind of like, in relationships, we never feel settled. There's not a moment we go, okay, now we're that thing. It just evolves. It continues to grow and change. And there's never a demarcation that says, here we are, this is something. And that got me thinking about Portugal as a relationship. If Portugal is my lady, then I will be infatuated at the beginning. I will love everything about her. There will be nothing that she can do wrong. Like I will be in that place for a period of time. And then that will deepen to something more than that, something like, this could be something that could last, and on is the evolution of relationship. And you never really reach a place where you say, oh, we're now at the place where we have arrived.
Well, that's a very interesting analogy, isn't it?
It just keeps evolving.
Yeah, great analogy, because in a relationship, it's good. And we've got some feedback coming in here, which may well be connected. We feel completely settled, but just want our language to be better. We were the only non-Portuguese on our section of a walk, and it was so motivational. Portugal is definitely home. Jim's saying getting settled is like waiting to exhale. And there are different parts to this, aren't there? And the analogy with the relationship is good. And I do like the idea of Portugal as a lady, and what we might say about that. Buddy is saying, as a nomad, you never really settle anywhere, just pause for various lengths of times. Yeah, and but that first, I think there's that first bit, isn't there, that Victoria was talking about last week, where the landing, creating a soft landing for yourself, and she realized it took 2 months to really unwind. That's a threshold, isn't it, where you've put the intensity of moving behind you, and you're transitioning from the possible stresses and roller coaster ride of the migration part, and you've landed. So I think there's a chunk there, isn't there, of moving from one thing to another. But then you can go into this relationship with Lady Portugal or Mr. Portugal, or whatever your preference is. And hopefully relationships always have that last. Sorry, say that again. Senor Portugal.
Hunky He-Man Portugal, yeah.
Hunky He-Man Portugal. That's your thing. Yeah. But you would hope, when you're in any relationship, there's always a little bit of mystery, so you don't get complacent or think you know everything, because everything's changing all the time, isn't it? Even Portugal, if you've landed in Portugal, Portugal will be changing as well as its people will be. So it's a movable feast, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's just a reminder for me in my ongoing forgetting and remembering circle of being present. The only thing that matters is what's happening right now in this very moment. So
Yeah.
being able to assess where am I right now, and then making our choices, noticing, choosing, and acting again and again and again. What I'm realizing for me, the thing, and it was I think it was Pete who said, made the comment about the language. For me, I'm a talker, if you haven't noticed.
Really?
And
That's
yeah,
not
I know it surprises a lot of people, but I also made the comment to Hank. I said, the reason I find myself talking even more than usual when I'm speaking English to people is because I can engage at a level that I cannot engage in Portuguese yet. There's a
yes.
there's a yearning and a missing of the capacity to be able to have an intelligent, meaningful, deep, rich conversation with someone in a language that I'm basically sound like a 2-year-old right now. I can say, bom dia, boa noite, obrigado. It's like, and that's the extent of my ability to communicate in the language. So I'm really looking
Yes.
forward to continue learning that and becoming fluent in that, because that's the thing I miss the most. And I think I may come to a place where I realize that I am amazed that I can do that in Portuguese. I may wake up one day and go, wow, I'm doing it. But that's not yet.
That'll be pretty special, won't it? I mean, and there's another thing to look forward to, and it is a journey, isn't it? All the cliches are true, aren't they? It's about the journey, not the destination necessarily. Even though we know what the destination is in a sense, we've done that bit. We are in the country where we want to be, but it remains a journey. Talking of which, look who's been traveling. There's Taxi. With next to his
Sweet
box with live
Taxi.
animals, and Taxi's
I
lovely,
met
isn't it? And Guess,
wonderful.
guess guess where he is there in that picture, James? Made it to Canada.
Okay, he's on the deck in a backyard.
Yeah,
He's in Canada.
Sue's,
Nice.
yeah, that's not a cage. That's not a cage. That is somebody's deck. He looks a bit tired, but a dog can look like that at any time of the night or day, can't they? But well done, Suze. Well done, Taxi. What a journey those two have been on. Wasn't that incredible to be part of that? Oh, my goodness.
The true adventurer's journey, the pioneer's journey. Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing. You are amazing, Suze. If you're joining us, I don't know if you're tuned in at the moment. You're probably having a massive and well-deserved rest. So incredible. Thanks for the pictures. Yep. And there's a reason God designed us to not see what's behind us. He wants us to look forward. That's nice, Tom, who's joined us this morning. Thank you very much, Tom. Not usually able to join us, but is this morning. I think you had a comment to say.
Oh, wait a minute. My mother always told me she had eyes in the back of her head, so now I'm confused.
Well, I guess she was working. She was filling in for that design fault, if you could call it that. Maybe. Look, yeah, Tom is in from Ohio this morning. I usually don't get to see you live, but today's a holiday. Oh, yeah, happy holidays over there in the States. So I thought I would check in. I'm glad you did, Tom S. What is the great? Are you in touch with such matters anymore, James, or is that behind you?
It's called Memorial Day, and it's a day that we designate to remembering the soldiers who have dedicated their lives to.
Okay. All right. So yes, happy Memorial Day, if that is the appropriate greeting. A somewhat somber occasion, of course, as well. But yes, have an appropriate celebration, all American friends there. But lots of people saying hello to you as well this morning. Let's gather those together with the greetings that will inevitably come for Gilda as well in a moment. Bon dia, great weekend until we went to Lidl and bought a great bottle of wine. We thought it was 168. Couldn't wait to tell everyone how good it was. Then checking the receipt, it was a whopping $6.99. That's outrageous.
Oh my goodness!
Imagine spending all that money on a bottle of wine.
Man, Portuguese prices.
It's clearly upset in the alcohol. She, of course, is the host of our new meetup. Look at this, Portimao meetup. There she is with one of those bottles of wine, one of those glasses. We have our second meetup in the planning. So if you want to get involved in that same number, the usual number, 913-590-303, will get you connected with Jack Polly. Go on, James.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. All right. So thank you very much for that. So far, because you're staying with us, we're not just chucking you out the back door anymore. Because Gilda has requested the pleasure of your company for a little bit longer. But that still means we should do this. Oh, this is the number. I've got a new desk here, and I just messed up. That was the sound effect for Jenny B. I'll play that to you again in a moment. But this for Zilda now. Oh yes, Migration Monday, everybody. Zilda, welcome.
Hello. Good morning.
Is your first question why haven't I got my own music?
No.
Okay, well, we're working on it. What would you
No,
like?
no, it's fine. No, it's fine. Whatever you.
Can we suggest, please, theme tunes for Gilda? I'm leaving on a jet plane. Those migration.
I like that. You know, actually, I love it. I love that.
You like
music.
that, Gilda? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't play copyright music.
Song,
It is a bit, isn't it? We can maybe some other travel-based tunes. How you doing, Gilda? How was your weekend?
It was fine. I would like to say to James that I really love Hank and Connie, and I'm really happy that you managed to talk to each other, and it's amazing that you do, and you do exchange ideas. It's so funny, and they are such a great couple. It's incredible. I hope you can help them and clarify and take some doubts about living in Portugal. Yeah, and also I agree with Carl. You never feel 100% with your feet in Portugal, and you also you have the ghost of Seth behind you. So you'll never feel.
What are you doing in my cupboard?
You never feel like I'm settled 100% because I have Seth like in 2 years and then in another 3 years. So no, I'm just kidding. But
well, there is that. There are those thresholds to get past, aren't there? So it is a thing. It's definitely a thing. But we're in good hands with the preparations for all those meetings. Certainly this morning on a Monday. So did you eat many sardines over the weekend, Gilda? I've got a couple of questions for you about Portuguese drinking before we get into the migration business. But seriously, folks, don't leave it too late. If you've got a migration question, ask it now. Because what tends to happen is we're all chatting and laughing and talking about wine, and I'm getting told off about how I cook sardines, blah, 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 that sort of thing. And then there's a massive deluge of questions towards the end that we never get to answer. So if you've got a question about migration, do please pop it in the chat now. So what you been up to this weekend, Gilda? Anything you want to tell us? And how's Mandela this morning?
Well, I sent you a video about Mandela. He had a lot of fun.
Yes. Do you want me to play that?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. The guy is keeping cool, and I have to do a very quick download on that. Whilst we're doing that, or whilst I'm doing that, I have a question for you about Berão and Mateus Rosé. In England, we say Mateus Rosé. Mateus Rosé, okay, a classic Portuguese rosé. Rosé, okay. I think I've got it now. Maybe I won't keep saying it just in case I haven't. Look at this on offer at the moment, Gilda. In you can see which supermarket it is. The Continent. It's $3.99 for a normal bottle, and you get a mini Mateus Rosé with it as well. Look at that! You get a handbag-sized bottle to go with it, James, for your handbag.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Are you a fan? Do you like the Mateus Rosé?
No, and you know why?
No.
I'm going to tell you something.
Okay,
Mateus Rosé, almost. I don't know any Portuguese that likes Mateo Rosé.
No.
It's only for foreigners.
Oh, well, like Jimi Hendrix, Saddam Hussein, and the Queen Elizabeth II. Seriously, that's a true story. I'm not joking.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. These are, if you look up Mathias Rosé on in Wikipedia, notable customers have been Saddam Hussein had it in his wine cellar. Queen Elizabeth II may be drinking some this weekend to celebrate her jubilee, of course. And Jimi Hendrix is pictured famously like guitar in one hand, Mathias Rosé bottle in the other hand. But Portuguese people don't actually like it, you say?
No, because we have much better rosé wine.
Okay, fair enough. But I tried to get them onto the wine show to talk about it. And I don't think they would talk to a little fish like us, but they say, it's perfect for make it really cold. Maybe that's so you can't taste it, and then drink it by the pool. It's a proper barbecue refresher thing. But I can see from your face you're having none of that. Okay. No. Talking of by the pool, let's have a little look at Mandela's latest hobby. Good boy.
Sweet.
Now, I obviously questions come to mind about seeing Mandela in the pool there. Do you not think of putting a nappy on him? It's my first question. You can get nappies for toddlers. I'm just saying, Gilda. I'm just saying it could be. You think, oh, so cute, and you're thinking, hold on a minute. But that's how he's keeping cool, is he, in these incredible temperatures at the moment?
I never thought about it.
Until I put it in your mind, I'm so sorry. Okay, fair enough. All right, let's move on then. Let's move on. James, did you want to, or Gilda, do you want to exchange any pleasantries with each other before we dispatch James, Gilda, and move into the migration business here?
Well, I have a quick cultural check-in.
Oh, go on, James. Excellent.
Yes, yeah, so I was talking with Hank and Connie about this. Some things I think I've learned, but I haven't verified beyond my current housemates who are, they're experts in the field. They are Portuguese. Speaking of wine, got me thinking about when people toast, and I don't tend to drink with a meal, so wine, beer, anything. So I had an empty glass and I raised it up, and my housemate Louisa kind of slapped me on the wrist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh!
What did I do? And she said, that's bad luck. I asked her, is that bad luck? She said, yeah. Okay. So I share these things with people that I'm meeting who are coming so they don't make the same ignorant mistakes that I do. So that was one. And so apparently, yes, that's definitely one. I was sharing with them about the exchanging good luck thing we talked about last week with Meet the Merda. And like that means good luck, not bad luck, and that whole thing. And it's like, okay, and that was hilarious. We had a great time with that, and that's already been verified. I'm trying to think. There was one other. Oh, about birthdays, like not wishing a happy birthday in advance. And Hank and Connie, they had never heard of it, so they were like, "Thank you for telling us these things." So that it's always helpful. Like I use Google Translate, then I go to my housemates to say, is this accurate? Because I always want to verify what I'm learning about Portugal so that I know that it's accurate. And it sounds like I got those right. So I also told them that I taught Suze how to manage a roundabout. And I think I've got it in a very clear, very simple way. And I explained that to Hank and Connie, because when I mentioned roundabout, they just went, oh. It's not that hard, really. The rules make sense. If you do this.
James, in about 60 seconds there, you managed to squeeze in about 10 massive cultural things of importance. So I'm going to give you the whole screen now. And Gilda, you can mark him out of 10 after this, all right, to see if we can turn it into its standalone video. But now, James, ladies and gentlemen, for your driving pleasure, James will now tell you how to drive, contemplate and navigate a roundabout in Portugal. James, go.
Okay, this is all as I understand it, and I got it because I was trying to understand the laws around riding bicycles in Portugal. As I understand it, if you come to a roundabout that has 3 lanes, as an example, which I think is the biggest, if you're not getting off at the immediate next right-hand turn, you have to take the center or far left lane in the roundabout. And so you need to be in the left lane to approach a roundabout, and you need to turn your left blinker on to get into that center lane or middle lane. The right lane is only for people going immediately right. Then when you approach the exit that you want, here, let's assume the second exit, you're going to turn your right blinker on to get into that lane and then make your right-hand turn. Now, some people think that's crazy. You're going to be cutting people off in the right lane, but if you do it correctly, people who are getting on and getting off at the next lane will be the only people that you'll be getting in front of. So you'll all be going the same direction as you exit that roundabout. If they're going to the next one, they're going to take the center lane and so on. So it's not, it all makes sense to me. It's very logical, and it's not as complex as it may feel when you try to read it. I hope I made sense out of that.
Perfect. Now, just the gratuitous use of the jingles I have. This heavenly harmony on roundabouts. Thanks to James. Heavenly and harmonious Holley has just explained to you how to contemplate a roundabout. How did he do, Gilda?
Thank you, James. I'm a terrible rider.
You just explained.
So you just the explanation was for me too.
Excellent. Okay, we want more from you next week, Mr. Holley, of this sort of thing. No toasting with empty glasses or water, right? You shouldn't toast with water, Gilda.
With water, no.
Is that bad luck as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's new for me. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Don't be doing that. At least have a little sip in there, and we know what a Portuguese little sip looks like, don't we?
So, Gilda, what do you do if you don't have a beverage and people are toasting? What do you do?
I don't toast.
Oh,
you just
so you stay out of the toast.
I stay out, or I go and pick up a little bit just for the toast.
Oh, I see. Very good. Like a strategic stunt double sort of toast. Okay. All right. And before we move on from the booze, let's have another look at another offering. And before you go, James, to see if you've tried this. Have you had Beirão since you've been in Portugal?
I have not. I don't even know what it is.
What's wrong with you, man? And as a diplomatic outrage, unbelievable, Gilda. We shouldn't even speak to him anymore if he's not tried Beirão.
Don't leave in shame.
It's a national favorite, but I want to know what you think of this, Gilda. Look, what have they done to our national favorite? They've turned it into a caipirinha, I guess, which is with the lime there on the left, and then with strawberry on the right. And they say it's ready to drink. Would you drink that, Gilda, or should it just be kept?
No, of course not. It is to keep the traditional one.
Thank you very much. A call for common sense and propriety there, I think, with the traditional liqueurs of Portugal. Thank you for that stout defense of all that's good and right, and rebuttal of all that's wrong and unholy when it comes to Beirão. James, get it on your shopping list. We'll see you next Monday, mate.
Ciao, ciao.
Do you think I should play the jingle again now? You know, did I peak so early? Okay, let's play it. You can hum along and on your way to the supermarket to get some beverage. Okay, Gilda, time to get serious. Although Elra agrees with you, I think Marcus clearly don't understand the Portuguese. Yeah, it's probably aimed at tourists, isn't it? Oh, and look at this. Regarding driving in roundabouts, I'll place a video on Expats Portugal issued by the GNR explaining how to deal with them. Is that dealing with the roundabouts or dealing with the GNR? I wonder.
No, it's dealing with the roundabouts. It's a video issued by the GNR.
I did see that circulating, Gilda, because there is some confusion about this, isn't there? Dealing with the GNR, with the police force, because this is another cultural issue, isn't it? If you get stopped by one of the 3 police forces, I believe, in Portugal, what culturally is the best thing to do? Remain in your vehicle and present your documents? Is that the standard practice here in Portugal?
The only force that makes you stop when you are in a car, it's going to be the GNR, okay? And yes, you just stay seated in the car and they come and you ask, yeah, hi, how are you? So what do you want from me? Yeah. And then you show the documents and and he will talk what you did wrong, and you will listen, and then you start the conversation. Maybe he will give you a fine.
Okay. Is that often how it ends up?
No.
Okay, if there's reason to have stopped you, I guess you may well be heading in that direction. But thank you for that. That's very reassuring. Good to know. Okay, Gilda, let's look at a few of these questions before we get distracted any more by other wonderful things that we could talk about. Not that talking about migration isn't wonderful, and we've got Portuguese history today in Portuguese history today as well. I'm scrolling back. Okay, and I'm got to make sure I'm in the right place here. It was a bit outrageous, that, wasn't it? When you think you've paid $1.68 for a bottle of wine and you check the receipt and it's $6.99.
Jack, the wine was good, right?
Yes.
You had fun. Forget about it.
Put it behind you. Put it behind you. We probably do offering a counselling service and the Good Morning Portugal Food and Wine Club. Good morning, people from Lee McGrady. Oh, T-Duck will be at that barbecue as well. Morning, Magnus. So we've got Jimmy Choo's been in, Mandela's been swimming, and Magnus is watching us now as well. Oh, we've got a dad joke to come back to a bit later on as well, Gilda. Okay, question for Gilda in the first then this morning. Do you know who the picture is? No, I'm not going to put you on the spot like that. The CEF website says an EU citizen needs proof of income to register as a resident. Does this apply to Portuguese citizens who have never been resident? Great question, Eusebio, Prof.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, simple as that. All right, we'll move on then.
You are Portuguese, you are a Portuguese.
Yeah, enough with the questions. Okay, brilliant. Let's do this then while we're talking about him. Let me press the right button because we don't want this one. This is for when Jenny B joins us for Feel Good Friday. Well, she does swear. She swears on the screen, you see, Gilda. That's why I was pressing that. Sorry if that hurt your ears a little bit. Okay, this is the one I really wanted. Oh. Go on, he's joining in with the national anthem, bless him. I just it's trying to play itself twice. I think the national anthem was enjoying the fact that Mandela was joining in. Does he always join in with the national anthem when it comes on?
I don't know what is happening. Maybe it's the neighbors or something.
Okay, fair enough. I think he's just deeply patriotic. He's going to be the Olympic team as a swimmer, and he'll be able to enjoy the national anthem at the next Doggy Olympics. Okay, midlife crisis. Is this the right one? No. Okay, that was different. But we do have. Oh, Jimmy Choo's playing up in here as well this morning, silly boy. Today in Portuguese history, 1958, the Pacto de Cacilhas. Cacilhas, the place south of Lisbon there.
It's where you go to Farol to eat the marisco.
Exactly, and we're talking about the same place. I love Farol. The Pact of Cacilhas was a political agreement between Humberto Delgado and Arlindo Vicente, by which the latter withdrew his candidacy for presidency. Vicente, an anti-fascist lawyer, had been the favoured candidate of the PCP. Well worth looking up, Humberto Delgado. You might be thinking, where do I know that name from? That is the name, one of the names of Lisbon Airport as well. Humberto Delgado, who I believe was but did he become a transport minister? He met a Sorien, didn't he, at the hands, I believe, of the secret services as well. A story worth looking up that might feature in the future Today in Portuguese history. Thank you very much for that, Prof. Just thought of something. Maybe Gilda gets younger drinking the tears of frustrated CEF who lived to return. That's really bizarre, Darren. Drinking people's tears. We don't recommend that, but that could be the basis of it. Is it Joss Whedon who makes programs of that kind? That's quite a good plot actually for a new Netflix series, to be fair. Slightly twisted and odd with a Kate Bush soundtrack or something like that. And we were talking, you must have caught the tail end of that, Gilda, about when you finally feel at home. I realised that I didn't feel at home in the UK, only about sort of 80 or 90% all my life in the UK. So I think some of us with sort of mixed ancestry, that kind of adds to the thing as well. But I enjoyed what you were saying about that. I guess do people ever feel 100%? You've probably spoken to more expats than anybody, but probably in the early part of their journey. Did you want to say anything more about that? About, you know, whether you can become completely 100% Portuguese? Do people ever stop even thinking about that?
In my opinion, it never happened.
Okay.
Really?
Right. Well, because you always know you're a foreigner in your heart, even though you might feel comfortable.
Yes, you feel comfortable. You know,
Not
you don't want to change, but
Yes.
there is a part of you that will never forget your roots and always like to go back for holidays and always miss some traditional food, the traditional Christmas and the holidays. Yeah.
Funny little things like Marmite and that sort of thing.
And then look at me. I lived in a country, and then I come back to Portugal, and then I come back to Angola, and then I come back to Portugal. So I don't know if I'm Portuguese, if I'm Angolan. When I'm in Angola, I feel Portuguese. When I'm in Portugal, I feel Angolan. It's totally, yeah.
Well, that's an interesting thing as well, isn't it? The that switch over like that, because that's a thing for people as well, isn't it? When you left your homeland for long enough to feel mostly part of the new place, but not completely, such that you miss the old place in the new place. If you see what I mean. Fascinating stuff. Let us know what you think about that, everybody, in the chat, if you will. And Fiona and Simon here. Hello and good morning, beautiful people. Paj Amore. Thank you very much. And the 50 Shades of Shades, basically something I did in 2015, I'm doing again on Facebook and Instagram, is my version of a 30 days of creativity or 100 days of gratitude that everyone else was doing at the time. Nice one. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you very much.
How can we follow you on Instagram?
There you go, Stephen. Put it in the chat, please, fella. And there's the other aspect. You get the desire to leave your original country because it's a ratty old shoe you need to replace. It's why you're leaving. Well, that is a big part of it, isn't it, for people? Bom dia, Carl and Gumpers. It's my first ever birthday in Portugal. Oh, parabéns a você! No empty glasses there, please, Deagle. A sold to you, my friend. Big 53. Nice one, mate. 53. Minister of Home Affairs allowed to spoil me this morning. Tell us how that's working out and how you've been blessed and gifted this morning, if you will, Deagle. Or maybe you're already drunk and asleep. I don't know. Rishab is here. Bon dia, Carl, James, and Gilda. We'll pass that on. Look, this is his thing that you're asking about, Gilda. I take a photo wearing my shades somewhere, sometime throughout the day and post it. Sometimes there are thoughts that it provokes for me, sometimes not. It was a great and challenging experiment. I think we're only probably into the first less than 10 days, aren't we? The name, of course, a play on words for 50 Shades of Grey that was big at the time. Is it no longer big at the time? And look at this. I don't know if this is a reference to anything this morning, but the Faijo do Dia is Aretha's Chain of Fools. Okay. Right. Who else is in with us this morning? Who has a question? Look at me. I should be packing to go to Madeira. Oh, no. However, the power that is EasyJet has cancelled 200 flights, one of which is mine. So I'm trapped on Plague Island with Partygate. You got the Jubilee at least, Chris, there. A street party maybe this weekend. But that's awful news. Did you hear about this in the UK? And I think this is going on. I mean, again, you're well placed to know about this, Gilda. Flight cancellations across Europe, it would appear.
Really? I didn't know that.
In UK, they cancelled loads of flights. I think there's unrest and industrial action at Amsterdam. And it's half term in the UK when people want to get away and take the kids away. And there are some terrible, not delays, cancellations, basically. Okay, let's see if we can find some more questions for you this morning. Oh, question from Rishab, who enjoyed Thursday night. I mean, we have a stack of questions that have come in from that incredible webinar last Thursday as well, Gilda, but we might not get to those this morning. The question from Rishab this morning is, are income tax returns required for the D7? What if previous returns have income below the minimum requirement? What do you make of that?
Yes, tax returns are required for the D7.
Okay, and best not to show tax returns with below the minimum requirement, or you have to supplement them in some way, do you?
Yes, you have to supplement in some way.
All right, fantastic. A couple of complaints now. 66 watching, only 14 likes. I mean, that's outrageous, isn't it? Get the complaints book and say that not enough people are liking the Livro de Reclamações. Should sort that out. And this one as well. He's not yellow at all. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. He's not yellow, and he's not at all slug-like. Take that, face that, James. The backlash from Deborah there. Good morning to you, Deborah. Bon dia, Gilda. One for you then, Gilda. Currently making appointments is Seth. No, hold on a minute. Let me get that right. Bon dia, Gilda from DMC. Seth is currently making appointments for those whose family reunification residency expired before the 31st of March 2022. Do you have any idea when it will open up for April, May expirations? Thank you very much.
No, I don't. What they do is that they inform 1 day in advance.
Okay.
So there's no way for me to know.
All right. But as soon as they do make that announcement, I'm sure Gilda will be in touch with clients about that. Peter,
yes,
from
and I also tell Carl when it's happening, so he can tell.
Yeah, my wife UK and myself USA are long-term residents in Germany. Article 116 of the CEF website seems to say we can apply for a D7 from Portugal, not Germany. Is this correct? How should we begin? We've not had that question before. It's a good one.
Yes, but it's not correct. The D7 needs to be applied from Germany.
Okay, so even though that's on the website, I mean, is it worth challenging?
No, I mean that this article should have been misinterpreted because it needs to be applied from Germany.
Yeah, I mean, that's my understanding from working with you, Gilda. It's an external visa application, isn't it? So you can't apply for it under any circumstances, right, in Portugal?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Sorry, that's not better news, Peter. I think you'll have to pop to Germany. Well, or the further advice then. I mean, why a D7? Why not reunification? Presumably. Oh, UK. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said. I thought she was German, not UK. So yeah, it's gonna have to be a D7 from either the UK or the US. There. Good luck with that. You know where Gilda is if you need her for more help with that. Look at this. The backlash about Matius Rosé is coming in thick and fast. I only drink Vinho Verde and Sangria, so wouldn't know about Matius Rosé, but I can say I've never seen it at the table at my parents' house or gatherings. So it's really just a touristy thing, possibly, isn't it? The prof was saying something about it as well. We will find that. I seem to have comments coming in from every direction now. This is what happens when you come join us on a Monday, Gilda. Absolutely true. No self-respecting Portuguese would drink it, not even my dad. And he drinks red wine mixed with Coke. Prof's not a fan of that. What is that called? What is that Portuguese drink that is wine and Coke?
Oh, it has a name. But what he means is that his dad mix wine and Coke, but he still not drink Matius Rosé.
Indeed. Oh, I feel a little bit sorry for Matius Rosé, I have to say. And it's a great phrase for you to practice your pronunciation, because you've got the Matius with the shush sound, and you roll your R straight out of the shush into a rolled R, Rosé. There, so practice that at home, if you will. Practice it at the supermarket, even. Give it a go. Come on, let's not be too harsh on. Although it's not like they're short of money, the Matius Rosé Corporation. I think they're doing quite well worldwide. Darren, question from the Tech Cowboy: on the 90-day tourist visa, how many entries and exits can you have on that visa, please, Gilda?
2.
Simple as. I love those questions. It doesn't give me much time to find other questions, but thank you. 2, Darren. Sunday, Migration Monday with Gilda from A, Happy Days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Happy Days. I'll send you a YouTube clip of the song he's referring to. Thursday, Friday, Happy Days. Saturday, what a day. Rocking a whole week with you. It will mean nothing unless you've seen that program. Have you seen Happy Days?
No.
Oh, I'm just embarrassed myself then. Okay. Can you suggest, well, not for the first time, mate. Liam, 2012. Can you suggest agents that can assist us in finding construction jobs in Portugal? Does your work ever reach into helping people find employment, Gilda, or is that just another big can of worms where you don't want to go?
I had a lot of problems with it before, so.
Oh, okay. You drew the line. Okay, visually, you okay, no, Liam, I'm afraid not. But we can be of help possibly there. At least you tried, Gilda, and I get it. You like helping people, don't you? But I think with things like this, it can backfire, can't it? So go to the Expats Portugal forum, Liam, and ask around. Not everybody not every expat is retired here in Portugal. There are many people coming to Portugal who are working, of course, and you may well be able to find some help via our forum, expatsportugal.com/community. Okay, Gilda, I think we know what to do. I'm going back and forth here, and that is just the nature of the beast this morning. But look, I'll put these on the screen such that you can respond to them. Okay, here's another one for you. Oh my goodness, excellent. And oh no, Reshab, you've already had a heart. Okay, all right. I'm sure there are other greetings somewhere here as well that we will come to in just a moment. Okay, so yes, red wine and Coke. That's a new one to try as well. Sorry if I've missed your question, please feel free to reassert it later on in the chat. What's this? James, Deepol is better than Google Translate. It's translated Shamfana as hamster. Well, that's not good, is it? So one of Philomena's students thought they were eating a pet rather than goat in red wine. I mean, that could be equally appalling depending on who you are. But yes, Shamfana is not hamster. Google Translate. Mistakes. That could cause a lot of problems, I suspect. There,
a lot of problems.
Here's something for you to respond to.
Passa cedo hoje para ouvir o James. É sábio, gracioso, Gilda.
Okay, all right. Well, that's many thanks to you, Gilda, right?
And James.
And James as well. Okay. You seem a little underwhelmed by that one. Sorry, Simon. Try again. Try again with that. Oh, here you go. Trying again. Does EI cover all of Portugal, or just a region, Gilda Obrigado? So tell us about your base, but how far you reach, if you will, please, Gilda.
No, we cover all the Portugal because most part of the job can be done remotely. And then the part that is not done remotely, which is going to SEF, we can go, we go to all the SEFs that we have. Of course, that if it is very far away from Lisbon or Porto, which are our based office, it can have an extra cost.
Okay, there you go, Simon. I hope that helps this morning. Francis and Antonio F having a chat with each other and cut and pasted from above. Okay, so I think we've dealt with that, Prof. Let us know if that has been dealt with to your satisfaction. But it was a no. It was a firm no on that. Pete saying to Chris, have a fabulous weekend, young Chris. You'll have to come to one of Philomena's walks. It was amazing. Okay, we do have some pictures from the Serra da Pampilhosa, Gilda. I don't know if you've been to that part of the country, but let me show you these quickly. You'll recognize this gentleman in the pictures. It is, of course, our very own Jerry, who was with Philomena at the weekend, and the lovely Lucy as well. They're having a great time, aren't they? A medieval gathering. That looks great, doesn't it? We're drinking out of the terracotta cups there. They probably ate their frango with their fingers. Good times. And there's Jerry there with Philomena. Fantastic. Jerry, you could have worn a monk's outfit or something like that. And the Serra da Pamp. Oh, look at that, Gilda. I think a vineyard in the distance. So the Serra da Pampilhosa there. I imagine it was their vista from the medieval fair. Yes, if you're going to be in a castle, you're going to be expecting a view like that. Although back in the day, they probably didn't expect to see. Can you imagine back in the day? When they built the castle and they were looking out for marauders coming over the horizon. And then they would see this line of wind turbines. That would be truly terrifying from the folks from history. Okay, thank you very much for mentioning that, Pete. Thanks to Jerry, Philomena, and Lucy there. Here we go. Macron S. Bandeliep the First. That is the poshest name I think we've ever had asking a question.
Yeah.
Hi there. I'm planning to leave my job in Singapore after completing my studies here in UK to move to Portugal. I'll probably lodge in my application here in UK. My question is whether my current savings from my salary, which is enough to cover me for the next 5 to 6 years in Portugal, would be enough to convince the officials of my intent to move to Portugal. Gilda, I can't see you anymore, but I suspect you can see the question and you'll be able to answer it. Yes, hi.
So you still have to show, despite the savings, you still have to show that you have steady income, passive income that matches the Portuguese minimum wage, which is 705 euros.
Okay, I think I need to put the link to EIA, and so that everyone can experience happy days here in Portugal. See what I did there, Chris? I'll make sure that link is there for anybody who wants to pursue or have a call with Gilda. You and Christina were amazing last Thursday evening. That was a lot of fun and highly informative, Gilda. I posted the video up, I think on Friday evening, and we've had nearly 900 views of it so far, and people asking lots of questions. So my question, therefore, is, and it relates actually to a forum post that we have been, that's huge over at expatsportugal.com. The interest in Portugal is not waning at all. In fact, the opposite is true. We are experiencing incredible interest in moving to Portugal. Are you seeing this?
I'm amazed by that, to be honest.
Why?
Because I didn't know. Now we have a war in Europe. I thought that people would be scared to come.
Maybe they're even more scared of what they're leaving behind. That seemed to be the flavor of the discussion, actually, on the forum. People were getting quite upset about the state. I mean, we're talking specifically about the United States, and people are thinking, I want to move. I want to move. I want to go and live somewhere a little bit more peaceful and not quite so disagreeable. And this was the conversation that's going on over on the forum. I think the phrase somebody used was, this is what I'd like to address with you, was we're freaking out. We're thinking that Portugal might suddenly say, that's it, no more, too many. There's no sign of that. Is there anytime soon?
No, not yet.
Okay, that's okay, not yet. So what's behind your 2-word response there, do you think? Could it come?
No, what actually they changed, and for me it was not very good. Was that they changed the rule for the work permit? Is that now they went back in time, and now you need to prove that you don't have anyone in Portugal or in the European Union that is capable to do that job. So you need to prove that. But to prove that is very difficult.
Yes.
So that makes almost impossible to get that paper and to hire someone outside Portugal.
Gotcha. So that is to protect European jobs, isn't it? And that is causing a problem for people coming in, whether they can prove it or not.
Yes.
Okay. Now that is a problem, but I don't think it's a problem within the context of the earlier concern on the forum. I suspect those people are retired.
No, it's not. It's only for my job, for my business.
Yeah, of course, because I think mainly you're dealing with people who want to retire to Portugal within the context of Expats Portugal, right? But another and presumably massive part of your work is having people coming here to work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Deborah's here. We saw you, Deborah. I was stopped by the GNI in Guarda when I drove from Guarda TSC to Melhada. What is TSC, I wonder? They stopped me in a roundabout entrance. All the officers wanted to see was a peek in my trailer. All was well, I suspect. There, you weren't fined at all. Magnus ran up to the TV when he heard his name. I did it again. Sorry, I'll stop winding him up now because I'm sure I'm delighted to know that I'm his favorite show host, but I don't want to upset him unnecessarily. PSP can also stop us when driving in urban areas, and we should stay inside the vehicle unless requested otherwise. Thank you, Antonio, for that. And I think you'll get the sound to let you know that you are being pulled over. He loves it when Carl says hi. That's fantastic. Okay, so Macron S. Bandalip the first. Tell us if that was useful to you.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we're good. My daughter, 24, question for Gilda, was told by a person at the London consulate that to apply for Portuguese citizenship, she needs to complete a form and send it to Lisbon. I didn't do this. Is the advice correct? Another great question from the prof.
Well, it's not just complete a form, okay? She needs to complete a form and get another bunch of documents, okay? But it's easier to send the documents to someone in Portugal or through a lawyer here in Portugal that will send them directly to a conservatoria here. How do you say conservatoria?
Registry.
To the registry here.
Registry office, I think, is my closest.
Yeah. Then going through the embassy, and then the embassy will send them to Portugal, and then it will take more time. And they are not going to check if the process is going to be correct and with everything that it's needed. So.
Very good, Prof. My goodness. Okay. Oh, you don't look old enough. He doesn't look old enough to have a daughter of 24, does he? Bless him there. Okay, so let us know if you need any more on that. I've got pictures, I think, coming in from Madeira now, or the Azores. I will be able to confirm that soon. I might put them up and see if people can guess here where they're coming from. But thank you to Mark for sending those in. Feel the same as Gilda, says YL. Oh, this has prompted a lurker, if I may call you that, YL. I'm sure the L there doesn't stand for lurker. But feel the same as Gilda, dual cultural identity. I see it as a positive. Yeah, and
I also see it as a positive.
Yeah, me too. I don't know where my home is, like a Nelly Furtado song. I don't know where my home is. I just know where my soul is, or something like that. That's the important bit, isn't it? Knowing where your soul is. We are in a quiet neighborhood within walking distance of downtown. There in Porto, I believe. Oh, that wasn't for us necessarily, but we're glad to hear that, Jim. Are you staying there? Because I was hoping to see a bit more of you, Jim, down here by the Silver Coast. Anyway, bon dia, alligators. Don't forget to look in the eye who you toast with. Yes, I've been told that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's just recap on that, shall we? When you're toasting with Portuguese friends, make sure there is alcohol in the glass, not empty and not water, a little bit of red wine, maybe a bit of Coke, and do not toast them for a forward birthday. That would be bad luck. But look them in the eye, a lingering look in the eye. I mean, it's nice, isn't it, to toast all those good feelings and connect with the person eye to eye, heart to heart. And thank you, Carl, for thank you, Antonio, saying Carl Humberto Delgado was murdered in Spain by agents of the Portuguese secret and political police, the DGS, 13th of February 1965. Thank you for the detail on that. My question, Macron Bandalip the first is back. Hi there. My question is whether my current savings from my son. I think we've done that. Let us know how that is for you. Chukwudi Onyekwere, for someone in Portugal as a D7 resident without his family, what's the fastest route to bring them? I learned family reunification takes longer than tourist visa, then converting to D7 resident. What would you say on that, Gilda?
It's not converting to a resident to a D7 resident. There is no such a thing. Either your family comes with a tourist visa and does the family reunification, or they also apply with you with the D7 visa. But then you need to show that you have enough income for your family also.
Okay, there you go. Chukwudi.
And also it will depend on the consulate, because some consulates don't allow to apply for that families apply for the D7 together. There are some consulates that only allow one applicant and then the family to apply for the tourist visa and then make the family reunification here. But it doesn't matter if it takes longer. Once they are here, they will get the residence. The kids are entitled to go to school, and it's just a matter of time.
Okay. All right. There you go. I have found the link now to the very first Food and Wine Club meetup, a filming meetup. So thanks to Pam, a venue has been chosen. It's in the Leiria district, and it's on Sunday, June the 12th, 11 a.m. An early start by some standards, but the link going into the comments now if you want. Oh no, I can't do that. That's a massive one of those Google generated links. I'll find a way of doing that later. But yeah, the news there, June 12th, 11 a.m. Join the amazing Austin brothers and Owen at the filming of a barbecue, where Owen will be cooking live, and that'll be filmed for later broadcast on this show. Thank you for that, YL. Really enjoyed that, seeing that, and that's a great sentiment. I agree. You can never feel 100% of anything, especially if you are a child of the world. I think there's so many of us are here, right? Yorkshire tea and fruitcake. Moving to a community full of British expats. I'm good. Is to bring your bowler hat and your brolly as well. I never left Portuguese when in Portugal. I never felt, that's an anagram. I anagram that in my mind. I never felt Portuguese when in Portugal because I don't fit the stereotypes. But when abroad, I'm definitely Portuguese. That's also an interesting thing, isn't it? You become more Portuguese the further you go away from the country. Keep missing the country. Spend 1 week there. Can't wait to get out again. With your hands up in the air there. That's amazing. And look at this big issue with flight cancellations here in the United States too. So I imagine that will filter through to your office there. Be aware of that, Gilda.
But what is happening? Why all this cancellation?
I think it's a shortage of, I think Chris is well placed to answer this question. Chris, is it a lack of crew? Is it post-pandemic stuff? I think there's industrial action. It's a perfect storm, I think. I think there are unhappy workers, understandably, and there are too few of them. And I think the airline industry runs on very tight, not margins necessarily, but they keep it lean, don't they? So when things have gone wrong, as they have in these last 2 years, and we're trying to recover from that, I think we're dealing with some real shaky territory at the moment, and it's very difficult for people to make and follow through with their travel arrangements. Okay, I think, yes, we did that for you, Chukwudi, and re-asking the question for Gilda, the tourist visa, how many exits? There we go, that's 2 for you. And Rebel Mama's in! Hola, I tuned in late, and topic was wanting to return home when living elsewhere or celebrate, eat your native cuisine. Not me! I miss Mexican food and my kids. Nothing else from the US. Never will! All right! Thomas, did I hear correctly that they automatically make the CEF appointment with your D7 visa? Thomas is asking.
Yes, they do.
Okay, thank you for that. Cheers, Tom, and great to have you here this morning. Hello, Gilda and Carl. I'm a remote worker. I've worked with a few remote workers in my time. Only kidding. With spouse and child, how much? And they never answer your emails, those remote workers. With spouse and child, how much savings should I have before applying? Should it be 1 or 2 years of minimum? Should entire amount be in the bank in Portugal? Great question, Joseph Galway. Good morning to you.
Hello. I would advise 2 years minimum once you are coming with spouse and child, and I would advise the entire amount to be in a bank in Portugal.
Okay, there you go. Excellent stuff. And Tom S, yes, for the US they put a sticker in your passport, and there is a URL that you look at online to see your appointment, place, date, and time. That's good. Shout out to Seth for that particular piece of brilliance. I think that part of it is working pretty well, isn't it, Gilda?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, credit where it's due. I know that you're not their biggest fan. Wine and Coke. This is how I know Rima is Portuguese. A bit of wine and Coke combo there. It's almost like becoming part of the nationality test. Do you drink Matias Rosé? No. Do you drink wine and Coke? Yes. You're in. Yes, you're truly Portuguese. Excellent stuff. In the area I was born, we drank Coca-Cola and red or white wine as well. We called it Cola Rot. Well, that sounds really appetizing. Cola red. Oh, I see. Rot being red, not because that's what it does to your insides. And Cola Weiss, Cola white. That does sound a little bit more attractive, doesn't it? If we call it Cola Vermelho or Cola Tinto. and Cola Branco might make it a little bit more palatable. Thanks, maybe not. Thanks, Gilda and Carl from Darren. So then, Peter continues, we should apply it through a Portuguese consulate in the US or UK rather than a Portuguese consulate in Germany. We've been in Germany for 12 years. You've got to go back to your country of origin, haven't you, Gilda?
No, Germany. You can apply in Germany.
There you go, Peter. Ignore me. Many do. Yes, you can apply in Germany. Alex, good morning to you. Lots of lovely new names here this morning. I think we might have seen you before, though, Alex Rappaport. How long does it take for the process to become a Portuguese citizen after 5 years? Okay, so you do your 5-year thing. And yes, news then, Portugal resident, more than 54,000 foreigners asked for nationality in 2021. I think where have they mainly from Brazil and Israel, as I understand it. So just briefly then, over 54,000 foreigners applied for Portuguese nationality in 21, and the Immigration and Border Service issued 46,000, quite a good hit rate, 855 positive opinions, mostly to citizens from Israel and Brazil, according to the annual internal security report, the old RASI. According to the report, the most represented nationalities were Israel, followed by Brazil, Cabo Verde, Ukraine, Angola, Venezuela, Argentina, India, and Guinea-Bissau. The number of requests made to acquire Portuguese nationality by naturalization represented 73.5% of the total, and acquisition by marriage, 12.2%. That's an interesting adjunct there. But back to Alex now. How long does it take after those 5 years?
So after 5 years, you can apply, and it will take, well, at the moment, it's taking 1.5 years, 2 years.
Okay. Wow, that's quite a long time.
Yes, and it's interesting. You are now talking about those nationalities, but I think that in 5 years' time, you will say that the nationality that it's on top, it's going to be UK, Americans, and then Brazilians.
That's right. This is a historical record. It's almost archaeological, isn't it? But this is going back, and that is going to change. Absolutely right. Okay. Look at this, Gilda. I'll let you respond to this.
Oh, so cute. Thank you.
Nice one, Jim. Recommendation for Gilda, comedy TV series from England, Miranda. If you like your British humour, yeah, she's a funny lady. I can't remember the name of the actor who plays her part, but she's fantastic. Kate Bush. I mentioned Kate Bush. I think she's enjoying a bit of a resurgence of interest. Part of my teenage music landscape, but revived in this generation because of Stranger Things, I believe. Google Translate uses Brazilian Portuguese, says Thomas. Hola, bom dia, kids. Just popping in to say, hey, girl. Are you going to respond?
Of course. Cheers.
Now, look at this. Now, this is the perfect, talk about perfect storms. And it's going to be noisy. Portimao meetup. We're working on this now. Just drop us a line. 351. Well, if you're out of the country, do you know what? The Silver Coast meetup. Let me just take this off the screen for a minute. The Silver Coast meetup nearly has 100 people in it in the WhatsApp group. We're launching another now. In fact, we're seeing who's interested. A lovely picture of Portimao there. Lovely picture of Jack enjoying. It looks a little bit like that could be a Coke and wine in there. It looks a little bit watered down to me. But maybe all the ice has melted or something. But
no, it's sangria. It's sangria.
Oh, it's sangria. She's getting the party started in the best possible way. 913-590-303. Drop us a line, and we'll get that party started at the Portimao meetup. Finding out really how often people want to do that, where they want to do it, and what time. And I'm sure it'll be as big a success as a Silver Coast meetup as well. But lovely to see you. I think Victoria may well be a part of that. Hey, girl. Okay. Carl, the medieval fair was at, I think that's Penella, not Punella. And the last shot from our amazing walk. Thank you for that. Let's just have another quick look at those then. So that lovely group there at Penella Castle. Go there in the autumn, eat walnuts fresh from the ground. And that's the walk with Pete there at the Serra de Pampilhosa. Thank you for clarifying that, Peter. Marvelous stuff. Okay. And let's see if we can, in the last 6 minutes, I will do a little bit of additional explanation of my video from the weekend. But let's see. Catemba. That's the wine and Coke mix. There you go.
Yes, Catemba. Yeah.
Catemba. It gives you a temper, I suspect. No culinary taste. He used to work occasionally in Cambridge, and he ordered a Chinese dish, which he knew only as 17. Is this your dad we're talking about? He would then order number 17 every Chinese restaurant and complain it wasn't. That is brilliant. Oh my God, I've got to play this. Oh my word. That is superb. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, well, that's enough of that. Number 17. I dare anyone to go in and order a number 17 today in any kind of restaurant. To this day, I still have no idea what dish number 17 was. I bet it had water chestnuts in it, didn't it? And bean sprouts. Even with war in Europe, it's better than being in Canada right now. Oh my goodness, that is quite a claim. Gilda, por favor, give a warm hello to Christina. Christina was amazing on Thursday. Check it out. Oh, I've got a request, actually. Can you employ another member of staff just to answer all the questions on the YouTube video that we posted up on Friday, please? Seriously, it's incredible. Okay, we are the part of Europe furthest away from Ukraine. That's an interesting point, Rebel Mama. Yep, well said. And yeah, do pass on our best to Christina, please. Given how bad Americans' knowledge of geography is, they probably don't even know Portuguese. Tom, stop it. Tesla supercharger. That's what a TSC is. Come on, don't do jargon on us, you electric vehicle people. Question: on average, how long is the gap between getting the D7 and the CEF appointment the embassy gives? That's a great question.
Yeah, 4 months.
Okay. I'm not going to say his name again. 4 months, there you go, Richard. I'm not going to say his name again because he's asleep now. Past doggo bedtime. He's had his fun today. He's having a little snooze and a snore now. After 1974, the US quit teaching about Portugal at all since they were against the revolution. Gods forbid Americans should get any ideas. Oh my goodness. Now, this actually is very interesting because I was thinking about this. I'm doing my live stream and show tonight that where politics is completely allowed. This is a politics-free zone. Mainly, we're talking about our love of Portugal, how to move here, how to enjoy life here, and the politics will go into the storm drain, the sewage pipe into my question to you is this: the new live streaming podcast tonight, starting that tonight. But one thing that was on my mind about this: UK, Portugal, a relationship that goes back to 1386, I believe, the Treaty of Windsor. US and Portuguese relationships, Gilda. Do you know of any history? Are there significant moments, or as Rebel Mama pretty much nailed it there with that comment?
You should ask the.
You don't want to answer.
What's his name?
What, James.
Yeah, that answers everything about history.
Oh, the prof. Yeah, the prof.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Eusebio. Yeah, okay. We'll leave that with the prof as a special research project. So maybe it's going to be one of those shortest books, shortest books ever. The elaborate history of US Portuguese relationships. You might be able to read that in the blink of an eye. Can you toast with coffee if you're a non-drinker? Oh, I don't think so, right? I know Portugal. No. But you'll be having coffee anyway. Right now, the Bordeaux Fage of the day has got to be Central Line. Sunshine, yes, tune. I've got to get away. Got to do it now. I've got to walk into the sun. Yes, nice pick this morning there, Selector. Does the UK consulate allow for a family to apply all on one D7 visa?
I think it depends on the consulate, but to be honest, yes, yeah.
Okay, a strategy going on, I think, for the tech cowboy and girl there. All right. Okay, thanks, Matty, for that offer. I've managed to make a link short enough to put in the comments now. That's for the barbecue filming. If you want to be there, I imagine you'll be there, Matty, won't you? If it's Leriek, pardon me, good grief, Gumpers. Less than half of us have fondled that like button. Toast, gorgeous Gilda, and cunning Carl. Alex Rappaport, how long does it take for the naturalization? Okay, we've done that one as well. Alex, thank you for re-asking it, though. Do appreciate it. So busy this morning, as it always is on a Monday. I don't believe in luck. I buy lottery tickets because I've bought so many, my numbers are statistically bound to come up soon. Tom, you need to join us more often, my friend. Sean Patterson, bon dia to you both. Can you please explain the role and responsibilities of the financial representative when applying for a NIF? Thanks, from Sean Patterson. Yeah, it's a great question.
Well, the financial responsibilities of being a representative are that you have the obligation of the communications that you get from the tax office. You need to communicate them to the person that you are representing, and you need to prove that to the tax office. Okay, so you need to keep proof that you got the communication, and you send the communication by email, or if it was on person, the person should sign that he got the communication, because you have that duty. But financial, you don't have. Like, if there is a fine to pay and you did your job, you just told that person that he had to pay a fine. If you don't pay a fine, it's fine. You don't have to pay it. What can happen is that if he keeps not paying the fine, because you are his tax representative, when it comes a time that the justice needs to interfere, they are going to come knocking at your door. And then you need to prove that you were only a representative and you didn't have the debt. So it can be a little fishy if it comes to that point.
So a big responsibility and something to be very clear on there, Sean Patterson. Hope that helps. And of course, do get in touch directly with Gilda and team, because it's now 10 o'clock, folks. I think we'll just do a few quick comments. How quickly is it taking to get a NIF number? Who was that? That somebody was, but if you could answer that, that would be great, please, Gilda. Oh, here we go, from Mayura Patel. How long is it taking to get a NIF, please? Thank you.
Around 5 working days.
Okay. All right. Very good. That's easy. Gilda smiles just for me. So much knowledge. A true. I think she's smiling for everyone. But that's fine. You can think that if you like, Chris. A true mastermind of her craft and industry. How about that? Sorry, dad joke. That's okay. You don't need to apologize. I'll do the apologies for the dad jokes, because there was one I wanted to rewind to. That's good to hear, Gilda. Whatever that was, we're glad about that. Like was swooshed here. Gilda will be looking at a consult with you at EI pretty soon. Hey! And of course, he's going to be at the barbecue. Even postpone my trip back to Amsterdam for it. Good man. Feeling a little hurt by Gilda not knowing my name.
I'm sorry, middle crisis child.
Sabio, come on. He uses different names. Don't. Oh, he's broken-hearted. What do we do about this, Gilda?
But I know that you would know the answer.
Yes, exactly. She knew exactly who you were, but she knows your history. Sorry, dad joke. No, never apologize for a dad joke. We'll take the blame collectively for that. Oh, come on. Well, okay, I'll speak to him after the show. Make sure he's okay. With that, I'm sure he's going to be fine. Bayhaja, Carl, Gilda, and James, a lovely show as always. Always great fun on a Monday. Yes, everyone watching, if you haven't hit the like button, do it now. And I think we've done as many as we can, because we've got to let Gilda go into the city and get some work done in the office. Go on, Gilda. Last word to you then.
I want my music next time.
You see, I knew it. Like, I bet you're wondering why I haven't got my own music. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. End of the show. I want my music next time. Okay, musicians, please, if you want to compose an ode, if a little tune for Gilda, why not? Although we got to go to our go-to guy, Warren. Are you there? I'm sure you can come up with a fantastic tune. That's really putting you on the spot there, mate. But we know you're quite capable of that, and we would really look forward to that. No pressure. Okay, and yes, finally, perhaps feeling like you belong Knowing where home is not the same as feeling like you belong, unfortunately. But yeah, interesting, isn't it? That so many of us do feel that. I think that we feel like we belong here. I found a song for Gilda's segment, says Sam Nazare, who's been quite quiet so far. And a thanks to Gilda from Fiona and Simon this morning. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what's going to happen between now and next time you're on and what music we'll be playing. But for the time being, if I could give you one of these. Gilda Pereira, everybody from A. We will see you next week, Gilda. Thank you so much. Ciao, ciao. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice week.
And to Mandela, of course. Watch out. Put a nappy on him in the pool. Ciao, ciao. Okay, there goes Gilda. That was a great video of Mandela in the pool. And now Gilda is thinking about that. Maybe I should. A great show, Darren, and to as well over there. And Tech Cowgirl. Thank you so much, Carl and Gilda. See you, Gumpers. Hello and goodbye. Look at this. Gilda's music, the theme tune to Mastermind. Burp, 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 burp. Yeah, that's while she's answering questions, I think. It's a specialist subject and not starter for 10. That's an entirely different program. Thanks, everybody, for being here this morning. I just have to do a quick recap, okay? Just to make sure I haven't forgotten something extremely important. And I have! Look at these lovely pictures that have come in. Where is this? That's a nice little bit of a buffet there, isn't it? From Simpatia Soricios there. Can you guess where this is yet? I wonder. And a little bit of tweaking of the final arrangements there. Isn't that beautiful? That's from Mark, and who's happy for us to share those pictures. Yes. What's this? We arrived Ponta Delgada on San Miguel a little while ago. Yes, I've got these from before the weekend. Jet lag big time after a long flight. There was a nice festival happening here to welcome us. Still not quite sure what it was all about, but the festivities culminated last night. This, I think, was on Friday night. Food, festivities, lights, smiling faces. So good to be back. Isn't that lovely? Heading over to Horta tomorrow. We put down... Oh, that's great. Lovely. That's fantastic to hear about your developments there, Mark. Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing more of Portugal. Instead of just pictures. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? And yes, finding property too. That's fantastic, Mark. Well done. All the best to you in your journey. Boa sorte. Bem-vindo. Portugal. So good to see you here. And we will see you tomorrow for Consumer Tuesday, folks. I've got to see who's with us in the morning. Or are we on I do know we're talking about a little bit of a alternative economy, swapping and sharing with Wendy. Local schemes for swapping skills and time. That's Consumer Tuesday tomorrow here on the Good Morning Portugal show. And I'll just play you this video as we go out, and I'll have to add to it another time. This is where I was over the weekend. Have a great day. Thank you for making Monday such fun as a fantastic start to the week. Let's see what happens tonight. The storm drain, the sewage pipe, where we can talk about all the political stuff. This is on tonight. I am going to be asking that question. Can America ever solve its gun problem? We'll talk about that this evening from 10 o'clock in the usual places. Not on this channel. It's separate. It's nothing to do with loving life in Portugal, how to move here, how to have a great life here. That's what the Good Morning Portugal show is about. Politics will be done elsewhere, and that's where it will be done. Meanwhile, in central Portugal...
there's a clue, I guess, to where we are today. But I'm going to spin around to a much better clue. There's the Assembleia Municipal of the town that I live in, and some more... Here we go, skateboarder. Some more administrative offices of the town I'm in today. It's a beautiful day, really. There's a lot of people experiencing 30 plus temperatures today. And it's a long time since we've been back here in central Portugal to this particular town. And it is, of course, no, hold on a minute. Orang, everybody. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You see the lovely weather that we're having today. And of course, one of the great things about Orang is its castle, which I'm also going to show you. I didn't think I'd be able to show you from here, from this aspect, but if I just walk up to the top of this fairly recent development, you'll see in the distance, up on the hillock, the apex of the locality, Castelo de Orang. It's a really great place to visit. It's quite a spectacular drive up, incredible view, as you might imagine. There are restaurants and shops up there as well. Not too many, just enough, just right. It's perfect up there. Really enjoyed our visit to Orang Castle some time ago. I wonder if I can... Oh, there you go. Look, that's a bit better, isn't it? Now, since we were last here in Orang...
And then my battery ran out. Orang looks a whole lot better than when we were there. Like, it's lovely, but they've done some great work, put a playground in and changed the center there. Do recommend it. We'll add more to that in due course, but I hope that gave you a flavor of what Orang is like. And yeah, I'm sorry my battery ran out halfway through that. Wasn't it a beautiful day on Saturday? Blisteringly hot. The battery was struggling as well. Ciao for now, and I'll put the link to the podcast for tonight in the chat as we go out this morning. Ciao, ciao for now. Thank you so much. Bye for now.